Welcome back everyone to Piney Plays the Beorning, and today we are going to be looking for some stolen barrels and looking for some footprints from invaders to find out what is going on down here. Here in the Blackroot Vale. Well, here's the first of the barrels, which I saw in the distance in the last episode, but I decided to hold off before get him and save that for this episode. So therefore that's 2 barrels down, and so are there any more on this side before I go to the... Nope, the next one's over here. Okay, that is 3. Let's see, we can go down here then. Yeah, the remaining 3, because there are 2 right there. So I presume that the 3rd one won't be... Ah! There are also 2 here. But it says we need only 3 of them. I'm going to hold off on that one and take care of these 2, so I don't have to worry about going across the river, crossing back and forth. Yeah, so there are plenty of barrels, at least that's good. Right, that's 5s and 6, and let's go then look for this invader's footprints. Oh, the footprints would be up here. Alright, I was, for some reason, thinking I was going to have to go into... down at the entrance of Target's Crown, which apparently that is later where that happens. And I completely bypassed the footprints. So let's go and find them. Wait, I'm a wonderful tracker, aren't I? Alright, now let's see. Ah! Ha ha ha. Now I see the blueprint. Right, and where does this go? Single blueprint leading across the river to where the men bears now dwell. Alright. Well then, let's bypass the bears and head out this way and find the second blueprint. Now, based on past history, might be a good idea to have a little bite to eat before I do this. Actually, this might not be where I need it, but I will need it in a moment. Right, and that's... I have seen... Ah, here it is. Here's the shade. Oh, this is where I find the shade. I seem to have lost a trail, but suddenly a river water churns and bubbles and all that fun stuff. And maybe I should give myself a little hope. Well, if you're going to do that, then I'll just do this to you. Probably should have been a little quicker with that and stunned him before he could go underground, but doesn't matter all that much. It's gone! Alright, let's go back across the river and speak with our quest giver. Boy, this is a lot closer to him than I thought it was. How about that? Okay. I've taken care of the barrels.
These are troublesome times indeed.
I am glad you were able to recover what you did, but I am not satisfied leaving this alone. To what end were these goods taken and sent down the Blackroot? We'll have to find that out at some point. And I know who he's going to send down to find out. And I also checked those footprints.
Gondor needs your aid.
The waters of the Blackroot itself rose against you? That is not the work of any corsair I've ever seen, Pineclaw. You mentioned that the tracks continued into the Vale, so perhaps the invader still lurks in the lands. I only hope this corruption he has surrounded himself with spares the rest of the Vale. Many foul things are at work, and I fear too many remain beyond our control. Well, I suppose that's true.
How may I help you, friend?
Where could a wielder of such fell power came from? And what vile plans does he have for the Vale? As you know, Sardo's hunters have been missing, but I think you and I both know that spiders alone could not have caused for so many losses. 2 of our hunters went south to Belfalis to Tarling's Crown, and we have not seen them in days. If this invader has come from Tarling's Crown, I fear for what may have befallen them. Search for them, Pineclaw. We could do with some good news for once. Well, what, the freeing of those captives I did earlier wasn't good news? I guess not. At least not good enough news for him. Alright, forward. Forward. As we head further along, and we'll get to Tarling's Crown. I'm not going to go into Tarling's Crown because that is rather dangerous. It's intended for full fellowships, and my few times in there have been, let's just say, tricky. Okay. We got blasted to shreds. Okay, now let's get out here. I don't want to fly by the body. See what we got here. Well, Sardal tried to flee and was killed along the way. How about that? Someone nice and friendly is out there. But don't worry, it's time to head on. And that does not look like it's in very good shape. Actually, I thought that was... Well, okay, those are burnt buildings there. That is... That's a dog. And that's the other body also, alright? Well, actually, that dog helped me, because I almost flew right by it and trying to look at that barricade up ahead. Well, that was a waste. Alright, Mangled Hunter. Too late to save the hunter who bears grievous bite wounds. Well, let's go deeper into Deeper! Well, I hope they don't make us go too deep. You know what happens when you go too deep? Hopefully there aren't any Balrogs here. Now I see we got these Corsairs up here. Elite Corsairs. Yeah, I see tents of strange men and numerous men in the distance. Yes. So therefore, yeah. So about 4 elites plus a troller here. Yeah, you could see that could be a bit of a challenge if you're not prepared. Alright, let's head out. And this time we could return to Gordir and be happy we survived. Now there have been a couple of times where I did get a little bit too close to them. And yeah, the results were not happy. I am back. The 2 hunters, they are both dead unfortunately, and there seems to be a large camp of presumably some sort of enemy there.
How may I help you, friend?
Both dead? I suppose there was no good news left to find, Pineclaw. What you speak of in Tarling's Crown goes beyond my worst fears. It is not simply one man, but instead an army that forms along the Anphalis. The time has come to tell Mathalam of these threats. I only hope something can still be done. Right? And you have anything useful for me? Of course not. Well, at least, yeah, oh, well, I might as well take that. It could be worse.
How may I help you, friend?
Pineclaw, I have seldom felt so frightened as I do now. You have seen what vile things rise against us, but I fear that there are few options left for us. I beg you, please travel back to Morlock and tell Mouthlem what you have seen. I only hope it is not too late. I hope so too. The Cursed Veil. Right, and let us head out and meet back in Morlot. Well, sir, we've got some problems.
Gondor needs your aid.
It heartens me to know that so much is being done on our behalf, Pineclaw. Yet I can see that something has troubled you. Come, let us talk of what concerns you.
Disheartened by news of the Oathbreaker's influence on the Vale and the growing threat in Tarlang's crown, Malthalam has called you and Lady Rosfiend to council.
Hello, lady.
Gondor needs your aid.
Malthalam told me that you have much to tell of the happenings around Allegrad and Sardal. I hope that what you have seen can offer us some hope, but your face seems to say otherwise. Let me hear what you have to say, then. Malthalam, Pineclaw and I are waiting for you. Oh, very well. Let us speak. How am I going to get to a position where I can see them both?
These are troublesome times indeed.
I am sorry to keep you and Lady Rosfiend waiting, Pineclaw. I was trying to find some sort of explanation as to why the dead have returned to the hill in such forces. I shall soon ask you more of your travels to the south, but first, let me tell you more of the Vale's history. More of the Vale's history? Long ago, trees spread to all corners of the Vale, save for the top of the great hill where the stone of Eric rests. Isildur himself brought it to the Vale, and there it remains. It soon was a reminder of the heritage of the lands for which he could never return. But now it is thought of only as a symbol of oaths broken. The men he cursed betrayed not only Gondor, but the whole of the last alliance, and so they paid dearly. Their cowardice led the people to ruin and eternal unrest. The hill has since been a place of unease for our people, but in times of great distress the dead themselves return. As our force recedes to the edges of the Vale, our troubles grew and the dead could no longer linger. This war has again drawn them forth, but to what end I cannot be certain. You spoke of worrisome things, Pineclaw. I think it is time that you share them with us. Oh, finally! Alright. Very well. I went to the south, and I found, yes, the dead wander beyond the stone and fill beasts with madness. And men swear to be free of them from their curse? Preposterous! He cannot be Isildur's heir, so the dead will never obey him. Then perhaps he seeks to deceive them. In their cowardice, they betrayed the Dark Lord as well. You are supposing too much, Rosfiend. We know little of this man, his army and Tarling's crown, and even less of the power he wields. All we can be certain is that he wants to gather the dead to use them against Gondor. He will soon travel eastward towards the stone then, so Pineclaw should follow his path. Do not forget, there remains the matter of the orcs and Tinglebell as well. To fight a war on two fronts shall only bring us ruin. You speak true. It is decided then. If we are to survive, we must secure Lawncroft and Tinglebell. Endeavors that we can learn more of this man while you are there. For I fear that he shall not tarry in the Vale should he succeed in rallying the dead.
These are troublesome times indeed.
We have spoken enough on these matters, Pineclaw. The danger to the east has grown, and it must be dealt with soon, lest it spread south into Lamedon. Let's be done with this. Any final orders?
How may I help you, friend?
I have heard enough, Pineclaw. If we do not act now, we may as well surrender our lives and lands. However, I do not plan on giving up so easily. And I've been hearing that you've been complaining about not having any might in your equipment. Uff, I've already got something better. Right. Oh well.
How may I help you, friend?
We have waited long enough, Pineclaw. If the dead seek to overrun the Vale, we cannot abide another orc. We must crush their forces at Tinglebell and ready ourselves for war. Far to the southeast you will find Lancroft nestled in the hills. There seek a man named Alsbend. He is a wise hunter, and though he is no longer fit for battle, he can aid you in directing the attack on Tinglebell. Go with haste, Pineclaw. Every minute we delay allows the orcs to creep further south towards Lamedon. Therefore, next week we will head out to Langcraft, where we will find out what is going on there and free them from the orcs. But that's in our next episode of Piney Plays The Beorning.